Welcome to Near Dark Podcast, Mini-sode 2. I'm here with a special guest that you have been hearing about before and a lot since I've been joining the podcast. Do you want to introduce yourself?
Hi. I'm Zombie that have like appeared in name a lot in the podcast before. So
Yeah.
hi.
Me and Zombie are gonna do a few mini-sodes in the future. And so here today we are going to be talking about Tales of Halloween from 2015, an anthology movie, meaning for those who don't know what it is, it's a movie with either tiny stories that binds together in the end and where you get to see how everything fits together, or um, just a movie with short movies in them, like 4 or 5 movies, um, and so on. And we will be talking about that. We will probably be talking more about movies like that in the future. Um, Zombie, do you want to run the backstory?
Oh boy, here we go. Uh, it's 10 stories are woven together by their shared theme of Halloween night in an American suburb, or however you say it. Uh,
Suburb.
Suburb. Thank you.
No
Where
problem.
where ghouls, imps, aliens, and axe murderers appear for one night only to terrorize unsuspecting residents.
Okay, so there we have the backstory. So, do you want to start giving your opinion on the movie, or should I?
Um, I don't even know where to start, to be honest. Uh, it's very jumbled, to be honest. Yeah. So you start, please.
Um, well, my general opinion on the movie is the first time I watched it, it was hilarious. It was great. But now I watched it like maybe 5 times, and it's kind of like one of those movies where you like when you rewatch it, you kind of ruin it because you already know what everything's gonna happen, and it's not particularly. It's not like Night of the Living Dead and movies like that you can watch to the end of times and still enjoy every minute of it. It's not a timeless movie. Um, a few of the stories were great. A few of the stories sucked ass. Hit
I
me up
did.
with what you think.
I didn't know that you had watched it before. I almost feel betrayed here. I thought we were going in blind together here.
Oh
The
no no no
fuck?
no!
I,
I know
I
I'm a
did
bastard.
wonder why you knew so much that were going to happen in the movie. I ah, but the movie is like it's fun to watch. I've watched it first time right now, so it's like it's very jumbled but that's how those kind of movies are. But they're, as you said, good ones, bad ones, and like I have a favorite, and that's like when they kidnap a kid, two dudes, and it turns out
Mm.
to be like this little imp or something. I
Yeah, it's either an imp or a ghoul.
or a
So
goblin.
that might be true. Yeah, yeah,
I think I like it because it's the most consistent, like the least random, like of
yeah. And
all the
you
stories.
kind of actually get to understand like what's going on. It's kind of a straight storyline in that little story.
Mm,
In the other one, it's very jumpy and a lot of like jump cuts where I don't know. It's kind of like you lose track of what's going on.
yeah, you kind of lose like where does one end and one begin because they end so abruptly. Like
Yeah, and it's
Because
not a smooth overgoing as in different movies.
yeah,
Like Trick or Treat, I think it's called, from 2007. In that one, the transition between the stories are very smooth. In this one, they're kind of like chopping it off with a meat axe or meat
yeah,
cleaver.
it's like it's obvious how they could have done it better, but
Hmm.
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And like some transitions, you notice the next story is beginning, but a lot of times it's like, oh, it's a new story now. Like between the first and the second story, it was
Hmm.
so fast, so you had to like wait a few seconds to actually realize to that it's a new story now. Like, oops.
Yeah. Kind of hold on to your hat. The wind is passing by so fast you notice.
And there's
But I do agree. The kidnapping story was probably the best one, especially with the quote unquote dad. It's like I'm finally free. It's like
yeah.
lol. Parenthood in a nutshell.
True though. True. I've done the same. Even if it was just a normal kid, like take him. I don't
Yeah,
care.
exactly. And the part with, well, as you said, in the synthesis, there was aliens in the movie, and that's something. Oh my god, really?
That was
Um,
like the funny shit right there.
it was horrible. It was no. The tiny little, like, you expected it to be like a big alien or something, but then it turns out to be like this short, like 15 centimeters tall little shit thing.
I don't think it was even that tall.
Okay,
Or maybe
okay,
it
let's say
was.
10. And all it says is trick or treat, trick or treat, trick or treat,
It fucking
and the
sounds
poor
like it.
killer.
Yeah, he sounded so scared and confused.
I mean, like he says like I don't know, and it's like I don't have fucking candy on me, and the alien keeps on saying trick or treat,
Yeah, and
or
like the killer even checks his pockets like, nope, I ain't got no candy.
yeah, exactly, and like I would also get pissed off. Like fucking hell, I would also stomp all over that tiny little thing. Cause like, if someone continuously asks me some fucking bullshit, I will get pissed. So
Same.
like, I can feel with him. Now he is a killer, but I still can feel with him.
Yeah, especially when he's like terrified, screaming and running away when the
Yeah,
the alien take over one of the
yeah.
victims.
When the alien takes over his recently victim, is the glorious, like, can we embrace how bad the effects was? It's like
Yeah,
holy crap.
like the effects were obviously very cheap in like every of one of the stories,
Yeah,
but
it's like they couldn't have that big of a budget. I haven't checked up on that, sadly. But I mean, I think it all was meant to look kind of cheap and bad.
yeah, since everyone looked cheap and bad, you could like buy into it, considering they're all short stories.
Yeah.
But so there's nothing worldwide about that. Like it like it's cheap to the point like where they weren't even trying at that point.
Yeah.
They're like slap some fake blood on it and let's go.
Yeah. It's just like she. Oh god damn it.
Same, same.
It was glorious. Did you have any notes on scenes or characters or anything else besides what we've been talking about?
Uh, I have like one that you made me actually note down
Shh,
because
shh! Don't tell them.
they
Nah,
can't
okay.
know that we watched the movie together.
No, they can't. That's dangerous. No, no. Okay. As I said,
But
like
it
hit
was
hit
it
it
was
up.
it is worth mentioning though, like the first uh, mini-sode, or let's say mini chapter or story or whatever we will call them. Uh,
Well, it's a story.
yeah, where the two teenagers uh, had eaten too much candy, and like they barely ate any candy at all. That makes me feel like I ate way too much candy.
Yeah,
Shit.
it's like a normal person can eat how much fucking candy they ever want. Well, okay, now everyone is different. That's true, but like, if you do eat candy on your regular basis, yes, even once a week, you shouldn't be that sick out of that tiny amount of candy.
Yeah.
It's not logical. Fuck,
And like
I'm too logical.
when the girl went to the bathroom and said like the word candy, and the guy was like, "Don't say the C word," and like immediately the word cunt went up in my mind. Like, don't say the
Yeah,
C word, cunt. What you on about?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like really, dude. Um, but yeah, the movie wasn't that great in my opinion.
No.
Out of 10 trick or treaters, I'm gonna give it a soft 4. Like I would, sure, I've rewatched it 5 times, but I wouldn't. If I wasn't bored, I wouldn't rewatch it really.
It's the kind of movie that you watch if you're like really bored and want something Halloween themed in the background and like
Yeah,
have given up on life.
or like you're just high or drunk off your ass and you just want something to watch. It's uh, like the pumpkin story. If you're high, you're probably gonna think that's fucking hilarious.
Yeah, true though. I need to watch this movie drunk now. Just to just to get see what my fucking reaction will be. It will be
Yeah.
glorious.
Um. So what trick or treaters do you give it?
Ah, how many? It's I would give it like uh 4, because even with the bad effects, it's like it has its funny moments that gives it the 4, because nothing is scary, but you had times where you were like laughing or at least chuckling.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Well, I don't really think they were going for a scary
nah,
horror
nah.
movie here. It's probably just like more a silly one, since as we were talking about, um, their effects isn't the best.
Yeah, and with they knew what some of them must have been high with the like alien story. I swear to God.
Well, I mean, there was 10 directors over this movie, so
Yeah.
I believe they had one story each, probably. I
Yeah,
haven't
it was.
looked up that.
Yeah,
I'm
it's 10 stories, so it makes sense.
Yeah, it's like the ABCs of Death. They have all each one a director for each letter, so it's probably something along the
Yeah.
same lines here.
Yeah, but you could just imagine that one writer, like high off his balls, like, you know what would be fun? A serial killer fighting an alien. Oh yeah. Like, you could just imagine that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. But like, did you have any least favorite story to watch?
Oh God.
When we mentioned the favorite ones. Do you have any one that you like the
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
least?
no, I get what you mean. The one I didn't like at all, anyone I didn't like at all. Ooh, that's a hard one actually. No, most of them were kinda silly in a way, one way or another. But I gotta say, the Hansel and Gretel one, I didn't like that one at all because it's very jumpy. It's too much back and forth, back and forth.
Yeah,
Um,
it's
it's it's weird,
yeah,
and it's not good weird.
it's the kind of story that it gives you like something that could have been like a big plot, but it isn't, and it's too much with too little time to tell that kind of story. Like it's the kind of story that when tried to be weird and just weird, I think it's the kind of feeling I went got.
I think they kind of tried to make it scary, but well, they were kind of, oh, we're gonna make this one scary, but they never really made it scary. They just made it really, really weird. Like, I'm a fan of the Grimm brothers, like the Grimm brothers who made most of the childhood stories from the beginning, with the really gruesome stories with people getting killed and everything.
Mm, the true
Um,
stories.
yeah, exactly, like the stories from the first beginning. Um, and I mean, I think they were kind of going for something like that, but I don't know. It
Yeah,
wasn't good at all. Which one is the one you didn't like the most?
the one I like the least, like the one you mentioned, that one is up there, like I think second place because that one was just weird and it makes sense. It like tried to have a story but didn't. And my least favorite one was with the murder kids that went after the drug or the one that were basically
Yeah, the
stoned.
adults who were doing drugs and drinking on Halloween,
Yeah,
which remember you should never do. You should
yeah.
do Halloween the right way. Get dressed up, pimp up your house with some nice decoration, give out candy,
We actually
do
did
what you
that
should.
this year to some people.
Oh, that's
Basically,
cool.
but it was in a dickish way because it was candy we didn't like.
Oh,
So
ouch.
it was like, here, have the candy we don't like. We're giving it to you.
Yes, and like here, have a Twix bar. It was here, have this minty thing that no one actually like.
Yeah,
Um, no,
but
but that's cool. We didn't have any trick or treaters here at all.
yeah, we had the ones from our uh uh from where we live, from our
Your
street,
street,
yes.
yeah.
But back to the story. Uh, I didn't really like it. It was sure it was like fun with murder kids, but it was still very much like uh, here's kids suddenly from I don't know where. I get why they were there and they had like a short reveal, but for me personally, it was like so very short reveal because the pictures looked so like fake. It looked like maybe something the kids would have done and put it in her phone. That was my thought at the beginning when I saw them.
Well, I do agree, and I mean, now I do love murder children, like children who runs around murdering adults. I love those kinds of movies, but at the same time, they're very outdone.
Mm,
Like we have Children of the Corn, all of them.
yeah, but that was Stephen King, so
Don't speak a bad word about Stephen King.
I'm
He's a
not. I'm
glorious man.
uh, just that one movie.
Uh, there's a different one I'm thinking about too, but that's playing out around Christmas, and there's some really gruesome deaths in that one. I don't
Yeah.
remember the name though. I will try and look it up for later.
Um. Also, what's like my issue with that story is
Mm,
like they don't even try to make the children scary because otherwise in other stories you at least try to make the children creepy in a way. Here it was just like a kid stares at you and suddenly stab, stab, stab in your stomach. Like,
yeah, it's not provoked in any kind of way. And the thing you said
yeah,
with the pictures, I do agree because it's kind of like if you blink, you miss it.
yeah. And you just think like the kids are doing some weird ritual with her in that room, like releasing the kid.
Yeah, well, since I've seen it so many times before, I kind of like that story because I mean, it's somewhat revenge,
Mm.
and I think like they slightly have the right to do that because I mean,
Oh yeah,
they
definitely.
yeah, the adults legitimately tortured a child to death by
Yeah,
taking out eyes and teeth. Fucking hell. You gotta be one sick fucker to do that to a child. I
yeah.
don't even like children.
Yeah, it's like you don't like children, but you don't like hurting children. But
That can.
but yeah.
No, but no, no, it's still like I still think it's a very sick thing to do.
Yeah,
Like, but yeah,
agreed.
uh, but yeah, I do agree on what you're saying. It isn't that interesting to watch, and uh, like I said, it's blink and you miss it.
Yeah, so those are our two favorite and two least favorite. The others are
Yeah,
just kind of meh. They're 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 fun or they are either fun or simply not very interesting,
yeah,
but they are
exactly.
like entertaining enough.
Okay, so since we're done with that, should we go over to trivia?
Sure, go ahead. I have none.
Um, Now I have some trivia that I took off IMDb. So it's not that much fun of a trivia, but hey, it's trivia. Um, so the first one we have the 1968 black and white version of Night of the Living Dead can be seen as a timeline running through the film. And the second one in the segment Friday the 31st. The Necronomicon from the Evil Dead series can be seen in the background. Uh, then we have a small model car from the 1977 horror movie from the same name. It can be seen on a shelf in a child's bedroom. That one I actually didn't notice at all, but the Necronomicon, hey, who can miss it? And Night of the Living Dead, now who can miss that classic? Um,
Uh, is it bad that I missed Necronomicon? Heh,
I even
heh.
pointed it out like 5 times.
I am stupid, okay?
I'm so disappointed with you.
Yeah, it's. I think it's those kind of details you catch if you like watch it a second or a third time, or if you know where to look and actually listen to your
Well,
friends.
maybe you. Yeah, well, the thing I'm thinking about is that maybe it's so that you haven't watched The Evil Dead so much that you actually do recognize the Necronomicon.
Yeah,
Because I mean, I've seen Evil Dead probably three, four, 5 times, all three of them. I
nice.
remember actually watching them quite a lot when I was sick, so yeah,
Yeah,
they're
I
really
have
good
watched
movies.
the movie one time actually, only sadly.
Oh
But
yeah, I remember.
yeah,
But
I
I
have
think
to
we actually
rewatch
watched
that.
the remake.
I haven't watched it. We didn't watch the remake that we watched. We
Oh, we
watched.
did watch the original one?
Yeah, we watched it. The original one there. Because I remember that me and another friend were the two last ones awake all of when all of us watched it, and at the end we just sat there like, God damn it! Why can't you die? We want this movie to end because we're tired and want to go to sleep. Please. But
Yeah.
it is a phenomenal movie. But we're getting away from the actual movie that we're supposed to be talking about here.
Yeah.
About talking
Well,
about
no,
actually good
Evil
movies.
Dead's are good movies. So,
Yeah.
um, and the two last ones we have are the Carpenter Bar. It's a candy bar in the segment Sweet Tooth. It's a less than a subtle homage, but sure,
Homage.
homage to
Yes.
director John Carpenter, of another horror director, as I believe most people who like horror do know. Uh, One of the kids trick or treating is dressed up as Snake Plissken. Now, I think I butchered that, but yeah, leave it in. The main
Oh yeah.
character from the John Carpenter movies
Hmm.
escape from New York.
Oh.
Um, yeah. Oh, John Carpenter is a parent? Wait,
Didn't
what?
he make Halloween?
Oh my god, he didn't make Halloween. Oh my god, I'm such a. Oh.
I did think he made that movie when you said John Carpenter. I think I remember that name.
Okay, I'm disappointed with myself since we actually watched a John Carpenter movie last night.
I'm disappointed in you too here, man. How could you?
uh,
He,
Shit,
he, he,
yeah.
he's one of he is one of the horror movie, I would say, like, I don't know,
He's like a
God.
grandfather to the horror genre, and here I am butchering it.
Like, who is John Carpenter? We will never know.
No, we will
It's a
never know.
mystery.
But yeah, there was actually quite a lot of trivia in the movies, in the movie for other movies
Yeah,
that is big actually in the horror genre. Um, but yeah, that's really sums up what we have actually for this movie.
yeah.
It will be sadly a little late from Halloween because I didn't realize how far off we were. Because, yeah, I figured, like, oh, we will have time recording this so we can release it around Halloween.
The world went, no, no. You know what? You have other things to do. You have school. You got
Yeah,
like work to
we
do.
we we do live very different lives and don't always get what we want here. So, but yeah, this is the first episode that Zombie is going to be in, and it's hopefully not the last one either.
I hope so too. Just gonna be like, this, you suck, and just kick me out after the first
Yeah,
episode.
exactly. God damn it. Don't want you here anymore, child. No, but thank you for joining me for a special episode for a special mini-sode.
Thank you for having me. It has been very fun, and I look forward to all of the other movies and whatnot we're gonna talk about in the future.
Yeah, it's very enjoyable, and we will have you again. Hopefully, even in a normal episode too.
Yay.
And I believe we are going to say goodbye to the trick-or-treaters that came in tonight. Even if it was a late trick-or-treat, you
You can
know.
always watch it next Halloween. There'll still be trick-or-treaters.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, goodbye, good people.
Goodbye and happy Halloween.